manages to get excited, he manages to get 1 or 2 kills, it's gonna be over, right? But as we say that, the game is underway. This is going to be for third or top 3 bragging rights, right? So
Sir.
this is Green Eggs versus Xee My Wrath, a final rematch to see who continues in this competition.
Yeah, very interesting early runes that I'm realizing here. I mean, nothing really that is too shocking. PTAs, that is very common for Renekton nowadays. We do see that a lot, especially if you want to burst the enemy champion. You have the ability to do that. This means you are going for the work rush into, that tanky item. If you are rather, if your team rather needs frontline or anything like that, and if we're looking over at Rengar's runes, it is that first strike. So obviously, we're most likely going to see that lethality Rengar.
Mhm.
What's interesting is that something we haven't seen in a while is, I mean, Yasuo Conqueror. It's still normal, obviously, definitely still a normal rune for Yasuo. But lethal tempo has been super insane for the Wind Brothers.
I
The new
mean, but
lethal tempo.
look at that rune, right? He has cleanse, and I have a feeling the reason why he did this is because he knows that against the Mordekaiser and Renekton, they're gonna want to look
Yeah.
for extended
Mm.
fights, right? When they go all in, it's going to be an extended fight. Those champions do not have the capability of bursting you. So having
Yep.
that conqueror, especially on someone like a duelist like Yasuo, that's going to be very, very beneficial for him in the long run, especially once he starts to get his items. Let's say he has his immortal shield bow, right? And eventually, if that gets upgraded by the Ornn, that's going to give him so much sustain in fights that it's going to become difficult for them to actually duel maybe this Yasuo splitting off in the side lane.
I mean, just if you look at the jungle starts right now, they are starting both at the opposite side of the map. So this means either a full topside clear into a gank for junking here, or is going to just elect for the full clear into a free scuttle crab because they know they won't be meeting. And with that early ward taken down by Green Eggs over at the Raptor camp, this jungler will not be spotted and will have a free dark time in the early game. So that's going to be very, very important for Rengo not to get spotted earlier on. And if you look over at bot lane, and at bot lane they do have priority. They have the ability to rotate to this first scuttle crab as well for Xee My Wrath. So if you look, and so Diana is obviously going to have an easier time. There you go, the full combo unleashed onto the Yasuo. That is the reason why you take that PTA, because you have the ability to burst down that Yasuo, especially in the early game where not much people have much resistances, and of course everyone opting out for damage. Look at that poke coming out from Gordo there already. That summon Airy, it's very funny thing to see actually. The summon Airy, if it's on an allied champion, it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because it's like, yeah, it's just really, it's a really funny interaction to see. There you go, the full combo unleashed again on this mid laner. So that is why you want to take the exhaust, because one more full combo ignite, that Yasuo is definitely going down, especially with that rage bar being being filled up. That's going to be very, very important. They do spot the Diana here for the early ward, but as I said earlier, there's definitely just gonna be a trade of Scuttle Crab. So I mean, I don't know if you've gone on against this Jarvan support before, but tell me, why is this Jarvan support? Oh, they're going a mid
Oh,
here.
but Diana going in, cleanse now being used by the Yasuo. They're onto the Renekton, flashing forward. Renekton, oh, Rengar flashing as well and grabbing that first blood onto the Yasuo. Diana having to flash, go back in, and that is a kill, early kill for this Renekton, who will continue to dominate this lane.
Yeah, so that was unfortunate a little bit by the Yasuo and the Diana. They had the first step, they had the ability to take that fight, but just not respecting the burst of PTA Renekton, and then just, obviously good follow up coming up from the jungler here. And
Great
of course, there you go,
EQ
the
just there.
flag and drag out. Just gets out easily. And yeah, this is very interesting actually. So I don't know if you like, you brought this up last time around, the 30-minute support completion item on the Lucianami. So of course, obviously as a support man, I know you were probably molding at that, be like,
I
why did
mean,
you not
that
use
wasn't
it?
that wasn't from anyone here though. That was
Yeah, that is
from the
that
fact.
is
But yeah,
from the
I
yeah.
mean, I
So
mean,
what's the reasoning right there?
as an enchanter, what you want to do, especially against an engaged support, is poke them
Mhm.
down, right?
Yep.
They have their windows of opportunity for, for some it's their hook, for some it's the way that they go in, right? For example, Leona, it's the Zenith Blade. With Blitzcrank, it's that rocket grab. But
Mhm.
if you notice that they've used that window of opportunity, it's your chance as an enchanter to just poke them out, right? Obviously, they might just flash. Let's say a Leona, she has the backup flash Q. Let's crank my flash E, right? There are these backup plans, but it's not going to be enough damage to take you down. I think you should abuse that poking. But yeah, you also brought up the Jarvan support. Oh, but as I say that,
Mhm.
there is a huge trade happening here, and Ornn actually taking a really good trade into the Mordekaiser, who normally
Out of mana though.
excels. He is out of mana, so he will have to back off here. But yeah, you brought up the Jarvan for support, and you were asking, how well does it fare? And I think it's pretty annoying because it's a really long distance that you can eat from.
Mhm.
So it's poke that you can't trade back with. Poke from someone like a Lutz, for example. But Renekton popping into dominance here is going after this Yasuo. Yasuo having to escape, tanking too many tower shots and
Worth.
down over
Look at the
to the
wave.
Diana. So
Look at
that
that wave.
is a bit a bit aggressive, right? That is a kill for them, but giving over a shutdown to this Diana who would be setting up this Yasuo is not going to be too great. But of course, wanting to shut down this Yasuo who could do a lot of damage is very, very good for green eggs.
Again, that was very worth, I guess, for the Renekton. Yes, you do give over a shutdown, but if you saw that wave, that was probably a double stacked wave right there with a cannon as well. So yes, sure, Diana gets that EXP, who is now ahead in EXP against this Rengar. But your Yasuo is behind, who's still level 5, mind you, in this mid lane. And now having to get this only poke, and they're a red stack called the meek, that 50 bar. That's going to be very, very important to look at all the time. And there you go, just one full combo. I mean, Junking is here, it spots the Diana, but it seems that nothing is really going to happen here. Even
Bit of an
missed
early
Smite.
smite that was scary, but
Yeah,
yeah, there was no way for him to engage there. Had the vision, but did not have the range.
look, he's
Uh,
just being shoved in again. He can get Dovir again.
Yeah, it does have cleanse available in case Renekton decides to go in. But Rengar fighting off the Diana here. Diana using the Moonfall trying to escape, but it's not enough damage, and Rengar getting a solo kill. And
There
as
you
that happens,
go.
Renekton getting a solo kill as well in the mid lane. This is starting to look very difficult for Xee My Wrath against
Mhm.
this Green Eggs early game comp.
That is why you pick Renekton into champions that don't really do all that well that early. Especially things like the Yasuo and stuff like that, Aatrox and everything like that. It's not really built to dominate the early game. Rengar using the thrill of the hunt here. They are going over to the bot lane.
Is going for
Jump.
the gets a flash out of Jinx, but now Jarvan 4. Great EQ game. Good traps as well for the Jinx to stop the re-engage, and that was played, only blowing the Jinx flash there. What could have been far, far more lethal. They are checking for the Rengar and managed to spot him out, keeping him away from the lane. And that was a really good disengage by.
Mhm. I mean, that was really, really good. Also in the mid lane, understanding from Junking there, knowing that, okay, my mid laner has a stacked wave again. This Diana will probably come help this Yasuo, or else this Yasuo's laning phase is doomed. So what do? I try to invade this. If Diana's not here, free for me. If Diana's here, I will stop and delay the arrival of this Diana. And in there, they get the best scenario. They get the blue, they get the kills on both Diana and Yasuo, and in the end, I mean, Diana does get this early herald. But again, 3-1 Bork already completed. Renekton is having a field day over at the mid lane. They're gonna try to gank this, but I don't think they're strong enough to fight this level 2v1.
Moonfall is available. Ornn is around as well. Moonfall does not connect. We're not the dominant going in. Cleanse used, but Yasuo too late. Flash used as well. Super Mega Death Rocket is too slow, but Ornn tanking and giving over another shutdown. This Renekton is very heavy on the gold, but lost quite a bit in return. Of course, got another kill onto Yasuo as well as his cleanse.
Again, that's what we're talking about, right? That's exactly the problem with this team
Ooh,
comp is
Rengar
if
might
you're
go for something here and blowing flash. That is a huge, huge cooldown.
I believe that Bola was not even empowered. So actually, yes, that was a huge cooldown being used by the Diana, but just respecting the Rengar damage, I guess, has Sheen already. So that is most likely going to be that lethality into Essence Reaver build for that even stronger, leap out burst. So that's going to be very, very important. But again, the biggest counter to the Xee My Wrath team, the carry they are trying to set up in the late game is this Yasuo. But if this Yasuo is shut down like right now, like how he is right now in team fights, with this Renekton just Eing in and then W stunning this Yasuo, there's no engage. You saw there Moonfall. Yes, Moonfall did fail because the Renekton was able to go out, but Forge of the Call of the Forge God was used up and knocked up the Renekton. But before that even happened, Yasuo fell down, and look at this. The full combo is ready here again. There
Yeah,
you go.
Yasuo
Look.
getting engaged on great stun. Rengar is here again, but that's just a solo kill. Another one for Joso against this Yasuo, just completely abusing him, not allowing to the point that he wants. And look at that. Executioner's built on Yasuo. He's afraid of this Renekton, but the Renekton still does so much to him.
Yep, it's not really even much about that anti-healing or anything anymore. It's just really this. This is how much Renekton deals in the early game. This is what people forget. People tend to forget that champions fall out of favor for like some reason. But this is Renekton's. This is how Renekton takes over the game.
Ooh.
I mean, they do spot him. Here we go.
They are going for this Rengar. Rengar getting into the bush. Diana Moonfall activated, but now Renekton pops a dominance. They are trying to go for this Cataclysm used by the J4, having to flash out. Yasuo is here, gets a double ultimate, but it's not enough damage, and there is a Lulu. Any more damage coming in, and that is a huge 2-kill pickup for Green Eggs and Spam.
Yeah, so that's actually really unfortunate there. That this Yasuo is 0-5. This Yasuo is not having the time of his life. Or in the
Force is being used again, but it's not enough. Manages to escape with that E, and another solo kill for Renekton, just racking up kill after kill onto this Yasuo.
Yeah, I mean, this is not looking good for Xee My Wrath. Yes, you have the scaling, but an 0-6 Yasuo, this is not looking good. And I saw that item inventory purchase, and it is going to be that Prowler's Claw Renekton. That's even easier for Renekton to get onto this Yasuo. I mean, if this is going to keep going, this Yasuo's not going to have a good time. Again, they have the scaling. We've seen this before. Eggs on toast. I mean, they have the dragon stacking going in their favor. They are down 4k gold. We've seen them in this position before, but again, it's not something you want to constantly be in. On the hunt, here they go.
Going for this Yasuo once again. Yasuo gets stunned on the tower once again, trying to get away. But it's not gonna be to any avail. Gets another kill onto this Yasuo, who is not having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, this is their substitute mid laner right here. This is a little bit unfortunate that they do not have their main mid laner here, but they're definitely struggling here against this Renekton, who is a big counter pick against this Yasuo, especially because of the early game damage that this Renekton is able to dish out. But again, this is not. Oh, they're fighting.
Up here gets there are 3 members here. They might look for the Ornn here. Gets a massive knockout, but as that's happening, Renekton is fighting off to the side. Great moonfall used, but Diana and Ornn now falling. J4 now getting cut down, but polymorph used onto the Jinx. Exhaust as well, trying to go for this, but Jinx having to use. Jinx not. No takedowns coming in from Xee My Wrath means that Jinx doesn't get excited, doesn't deal as much damage, and that is just 2 more huge kills to continue the snowball that is rolling for Green Eggs.
Look at that mid lane gold difference, almost I mean, that is a definite. That's almost 4k. That's almost 4k.
Yeah.
That's the most of this Green Eggs gold lead is on this Renekton. So as Xee My Wrath, you have to understand mid lane is pretty much lost, right? So how do we deal with this? Let's not have our Ornn be further behind, and let's not have this Jinx be further behind. Yes, granted, this Jinx has a slight CS lead, but again, right now, it's not really looking good. Look how far back Yasuo has to play 3 levels down. This is not what you want. This is not the position you want to be in.
And with Dova in the tower, Thrill the Hunt is used here. But they elect not to go in, respecting that potentially, there might be other members around catching them out on their towers. But yeah, you mentioned, look at how far back he's playing. And Kraken Slayer completed for Jinx.
Yeah, very interesting purchase here, actually. I mean,
they might go for the Renekton here, going onto the Renekton, using that flash cleanse, using that knockup, great knockup use, Cataclysm keeping him away, but Renekton flashing forward, trying to get this Yasuo. Yasuo falls to the tower shot. Diana trying to chase after this, but there's not enough damage. Renekton is just too tanky. All he has is, in terms of defensives, all he has is that Now going for the Ornn. Great on to get away from that bolo. But we do see, yeah, Mordekaiser is not. And that was a great escape, but a great catch onto the Yasuo.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not even comparable how much damage they're putting out. They do exhaust this Sivir. There is a TP committed here. They have to back out. Welcome to
going for the
Brazil.
Jinx, pushing forward. Jinx is going to fall now, and now they get the pullback onto the J4. J4 is not going to be able to escape here once he gets out of the Death Realm, if he even does, and Señor stab a solo kill onto this Jarvan 4.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what you want as Xee My Wrath here is to just stop the bleeding right now, like calm down and try not to lose any more gold. And here we go, there's a type
Yeah, all the Forge God used, but just so much damage coming out from this Rengar, just so far ahead, right? Ornn only has the components to that Sunfire, whereas Rengar already has 2.5 items. The pockets are just way too heavy from Green Eggs right now.
Yeah, Essence Weaver already completed, and this purchase should have more components towards, you know, that mythic. And there you go, Eclipse is going to be the mythic of choice here. That's going to be very, very big for this team. Extra survivability and extra armor penetration as well coming out from this Rengar, who is already melting this Ornn, who, mind you, had to build Anathemas first. You know, that's not what Ornn really wants. Ornn wants that early, you know, mythic, so that it is completed, because that's very, very important for Ornn trades. But again, if you look over at this whole team right now, you are the late game team. You're not really going to win any of this early skirmishes. Sure, you have the Yasuo Diana combo, but when your Yasuo Diana combined is 1-11, this is not going to work, especially in the early game against a 9-2-2 Renekton. So you just really have to play this from the behind and just play back, play safe, try not to lose anything. And remember, this is second Herald. This is definitely going to be a healthier Herald here. So they have to stop this charge. I'm pretty sure they are
they managed to stop it. Yeah, they managed to stop it. But the problem is they have to give up Dragon in the process. Look at that, 11 seconds. But having to use the flash. Diana no longer having that as a part of her combo. Also spotted out this Rengar. The Dragon is up right now. Will they look for a fight? We do see Xee My Wrath moving towards us, but this is just getting bursted down by Green Eggs. Will we see a call of the Forge God to come in? Diana using that Hexy, or sorry, Jarvan 4 using a Hexy, and great combo, great moonfall as well. They've managed to secure the Dragon, but the health bars are going too low. Jinx not yet excited, and 4 members already down here. 3 members already down for Green Eggs. Now Rengar flashing forward, trying to get out this Jinx, and Jinx just gets taken down. Call of the Forge God being used here to try to peel, but it's not enough. They stopped for the chase. Renekton manages to chase after the Ornn, and that's an ace for Green Eggs and Spam.
What a clean ace coming out from Green Eggs and Spam here. This is not looking good for Xee My Wrath. That is their patented third dragon fight. Yes, granted, this is the first Drake, but there's a chance for that 4-stack Hextech Drake again, and that is not something that Xee My Wrath would want on the hands of the Sivir, right? You don't want more attack speed on the Sivir, who, mind you, already has a Zeal compared to the Jinx. This is not looking good when Jinx is your main source of damage in this late game. And again, you're a 4-1 comp, right? 4 melee, 1 range comp, and it's showing here the difficulty to get to that Sivir, to get any sort of damage onto this team. Because if you look right here, 2-0-5, 6-0-5, 10-2-4, their top side of the map this is exactly their game plan. They want to win this side of the map, and they are. And as we said, the reason why Sivir is such a high priority pick is you don't need to gank this champion. It's definitely just gonna scale by itself, and they're gonna catch you out.
Might get caught out here, but Yasuo falling so quickly, using the cleanse a little bit too late here, and he manages to escape with his E. Gets slowed by the Jinx, but because he chases, Mordekaiser is around. This is 2v3. Great moonfall to push them back, and Renekton almost falling here. Super Mega Death Rocket blocked by the Mordekaiser, and now Jinx trying to get some damage in. Ornn getting a double knockup, but there's no damage coming through, and Renekton a triple kill and a quad kill. There's a penta for this Renekton. Just so much damage from this Renekton. And if you noticed, he actually held off his prowlers until the very end there. And this is just, you know, he got caught out, but he was still able to deal so much damage. And this is just showing what the gold lead is doing for Green Eggs. There's just no way for Xee My Wrath to get enough damage to bring them down.
Absolute masterclass coming out from Joso right now. When you fear that your laners fall off, why have them fall off when they are going to take over the game? This is, you know, the driver's seat right now is Green Eggs. They are in full control of this game. The only way this game, they lose control of this game is if this game lasts 40 minutes and where Yasuo suddenly finally has items. We have seen that again before. Remember that I think Eggs on Toast game, where Penta, I think, no, sorry, not
Ooh.
Penta is mine. Oh, that looked like a catch there. But again, there's a red bar Renekton here. They definitely want to look for an engage. 150 until the next dragon. Baron is up. They can try to go for a full force here and try to look for a pick. Try to get those summoner spells out of here, and look at it. They're trying to go
They
for
might
it
look
right
for
here.
something here. There is just great vision coming in from Green Eggs. They are really hunting for this pick. They want to make sure that they either try to end the
Oh, yeah.
game. But Trelly is getting popped as well as on the hunt, popped by Sivir. They are looking for the Ornn here. Ornn manages to get away. No, does not. Gets caught out. Renekton now diving into the base, getting the flash out of the Jinx. Jinx using the W the wrong way. I believe clicked their map there. Moonfall is available, but great wild growth used. Moonfall is used now. Renekton getting a huge call to Meek and so
Big
much
shutdown,
healing
big shutdown.
from that. But this is a huge shutdown if he does die. He still is in the base, does have his E to get away. Diana will not elect to go in just yet. Does use that E to get away, and Jarvan Ford getting baited in, and that is huge. Getting a pickup within their own base.
Yeah, this is really not looking good. If this game, if they do get this Baron, which is most definitely going to be theirs, and mind you, Rengar is in the bush. Rengar is on the hunt here. If this Baron does go over to them, this is going to be very hard for Xee My Wrath to come back from. And this is absolutely insane. Coming out from Green Eggs, they just took over. They're not even needing their jungler.
Yeah.
That was so dangerous. There's no rocket.
Oh, it was used just now, but there was a flash blown by by Rengar there, escaping, and he ended up flashing into the super mega death rocket. But there's not really much. There's just not enough damage coming in. I mean, Yasuo doesn't even have a completed mythic yet. Nor does Diana, nor does
None of
Ornn.
them. None of
Right?
them.
Jinx is the only one with a
Jinx of
completed
Jinx.
mythic, and
Yeah.
your Ornn can't give out ornaments if there's only one mythic. But look at this aggressive play coming in from the Mordekaiser. Might go for the Jarvan here, but Jarvan is not spotted out. I believe this will be, a do or die fight for them. Dragon is up. Diana having a run away
Diana
on the
shit.
hunt is Thrill the hunt is being used by the
They're gonna
Rengar,
Jinx.
trying to look for a pick here, possibly looking for the Jinx. But look at this.
The ward.
Just
It's
so
the
much.
ward.
Yeah.
Really the important one.
Ooh.
It's the ward.
Will Jarvan
Ward.
get caught out here? No, they just focus the dragon for now. And understanding that because they have Baron, they can just take this for free, right? They don't have to worry Moonfall being used onto the Renekton, trying to get the shutdown. Dominus used immediately, but instantly taken down. Call of the Forge God used great knockup, and now Last Breath being used, but Yasuo having to, and gets the shutdown. Huge shutdown for the Yasuo, actually, and that's going to be a big pick, but there are still 4 members up with Baron that could go knocking on the doors of Xee My Wrath. They no longer have their main engage in the Diana, so we will have to see no cooldowns as well. Big ultimates used in that fight. Last Breath, Call of the Forge God are unavailable. But look at the backs coming in from Green Eggs, understanding that we can't really fight this. Oh, will Jarvan get picked out? No, they will not. And that is actually very huge. But I want to point out, look at that item completed on Rengar.
Lord Dominic's just extra pop, pop, pop. So this most likely will mean the 4th item is going to be that Infinity Edge. Look at that jungler. Very selfish. Stakes red. If I was that AD carry, the next thing you'd hear is a summoner has disconnected right there. This is probably why I am gold. But again, this is not looking good for Xee My Wrath.
Ooh,
And
Jarvan gets caught
Ooh.
out here using his EQ, but Rengar is around, having
That-
to blow that flash, and that's just very unfortunate. That's a big cooldown for them. Throw the Hunt is now being used, but they do manage to escape, but stealing away that red buff, and that's going to be huge for this siege. They still have Baron buff active for another 40 seconds. So we will have to see whether or not Xee My Wrath elect to take a fight here, or will they just run out the clock.
I mean, the thing about this Xee My Wrath squad, especially the Jinx, Runons would be huge for against this Green Egg squad right now. But the thing is, you're building Lord Dominic's here. is for that beefy members. Look at those. Look at those two, Joso and Señor stab on those two beefy frontliners. That's gonna be hard to kill, and this is going to be a very important fight here because they can't lose any more than they can't lose any more. They're going for an engage.
It was great engage, and they're just womboing them down. Lulu already taken out by the Ornn. We do see health bars going down here. Rengar now gets shut down as well. Another kill, 2 kills for the Yasuo. This is the power spike. Jarvan 4 gets taken out by the Mordekaiser here, but look at the Sivir just in the back, just doing free damage. So much damage coming out of the Sivir, and the Sivir manages to take out multiple members as well. Jinx falling to the Mordekaiser as well. Now they're on the chase for this Yasuo. Will they continue this siege? They do have some minions available here, but both Diana and Yasuo are still alive. Will they look for a fight here? Ghost is still active for this Sivir. Sivir using that spell shield, but Yasuo going and gets killed by the Mordekaiser, and Diana is the lone member here. Cooldown or respawn timers are up. Jarvan 4 will be up in time for this, and they take one Nexus Tower and elect to back off. And while that was a good fight at the beginning for Xee My Wrath, the Sivir just getting free damage in the back showed its true colors and showed why this was first priority pick.
I mean, as green eggs, you're going to start to have alarms popping up in your head because they got 3 people there. That's actually really scary for green eggs. I mean, that's copium here for Xee My Wrath fans, but again, that's actually really scary. Thinking about the lane state, the game state, because that Yasuo in that fight. Oh, they have a pick
here, popping that plant. So but Jarvan 4 might not be able to escape here. Renekton is now chasing after him. So is the Rengar. Rengar pops his ultimate. They are going to look for this, and just so much damage coming through instantly, taken out like it was nothing. Oh my gosh.
Yep, that's it. I mean, this is exactly this Rengar damage is coming through. It's the crit Rengar, right? This eye edge is going to come through as well, but again, damage is coming through slowly for Xee My Wrath. Again, this Jinx elected to build the Lord Dominic's, understandably, for Señor stab and Joso, who are pretty beefy. But again, the third item most likely will have to be eye edge, or you delay that eye edge for 4th just for a Runons, so that'll be really, really difficult for Jinx. The thing is, again, with items coming through, eventually this team is going to be absolutely insane, with Yasuo already having Infinity Edge in this fight. That's going to be something you need to look out for, because no Infinity Edge last time around got 3 kills. So again, very important to see here. I mean, Renekton also got popped, so did the Lulu. So again, with their full wombo combo unleashed onto this Green Egg squad, we know what they can do. And Jinx needs to get excited to be able to be a contributor into this fight. And if as Green Eggs and Spam, you want to be giving these waves to Jinx, who is so far behind because Sivir has 3 items completed when Jinx just finished his her second. So that's going to be very difficult. If you look at the top 4 members, it is on the 4 carries right there. Yes, sure, that you're a support, BenJahMin, Lulu, you're support, so you're definitely down there. But yeah, Joso is so far ahead against this Yasuo, so it's going to be very hard to catch back. They're just getting banned with 2 people.
Yeah, this is, I mean, that's Sivir damage, right? I mean, I guess you can count Lulu helping over the wall. Yeah, this is going to be Soul Point, but this is a great catch. All the Fort God being used, but Yasuo already taken out. That's so much of the damage coming through. Ornn trying to get that knockup, but now going on to Jarvan 4. Jarvan 4 gets exhausted here, but Renekton popping that dominance, going after this Jinx. Jinx now having to flash away, but she falls as well. Jarvan 4 falling to the Rengar, and now Diana and Ornn trying to survive this, but Ornn falling and Diana being the last one taken out, and another ace and a triple kill for Green Eggs, and I believe that is game 1 over to Green Eggs and Spam.
I mean, this is definitely the game for Green Eggs and Spam here. They did not allow Xee My Wrath to scale. As Xee My Wrath, you want to go back to the drawing board here and look at how you lost here, because just absolute early game domination coming out from Green Eggs when we know this is how Joso plays, right?